simple animation in 3ds Max. This is a lot easier than a lot of people think it would actually be. So I've got my bedroom scene that I'm going to use to work on, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to make this bottom drawer here slide out. So if I pick this up, and let's just pick up the two handles as well. I suppose arguably I could leave the handles behind, but not overly believable. And I'm just going to get myself set up with the select and move tool ready to go. Now, in some cases, you may need to move your pivot point. So if I was doing, say, a wardrobe door opening, although my wardrobe has no doors at the moment, admittedly, I might need to go to the hierarchy, affect the pivot only, and change where the pivot actually sits. Because I'm doing a drawer, I don't need to do that, so I can turn that off. I'm not worried about that. First thing to do is to actually set a key. So down on the bottom, there's a button that says Auto Key. So quick overview, timeline with your frames goes along here. That's your frame counter. As you can see, I've already got some animation on here. I might need to fix my two-way swinging door at some point. Most bedrooms don't have those. But in order to start recording new animation, I want to put on the Auto Key, preferably without pressing any other buttons. I'm going to start off by setting a key, which sets a key on 0. So when I move off it, you can probably just about see the little coloured square just above the 0 there. That's where the keys are actually set. So I'm going to go to about frame 50, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to slide this drawer to about halfway out. Now, don't worry about the fact that I've still got some wardrobe there. Obviously, there's still bits I'm finishing off. But I have slid that drawer out. And if I turn this now, you can see the drawer has slid out from inside the wardrobe. And will look better when I've finished setting that up. So that's come out to there. I'm now going to move to frame 100, which is where my animation finishes. And my drawer's going to come out fully to about there. And then when drawers come out fully, they tend to drop just a little bit. So what I'm going to do here is just put just a little bit of a small lean on there. And then when I go back through, probably want to go to about there with the rotate. I'm just going to set that back up so that it's level there, and then what it should do is just drop down a little bit as it finishes coming out. So that's the animation put in. I'm going to turn my Auto Key off, and I'm just going to deselect everything so I can see it and press that play button. There's my drawer coming along, and it drops down as it opens. Now, it's a rather empty drawer, but we'll not worry too much about that. Last bit of setting up for animation is we do need to set up our renderer. At the moment, we're rendering still images. So if we go into render setup, by default, it will have time output set to single. You need to select active time segment. Then scroll down till you get to render output. This will be blank and you won't be able to tick save file. You will be able to click on the link that says files. Click on there, select where you want to save it to. So I'm saving it to this folder. Give it a name and give it a file type. I'm doing AVI files because they will play on pretty much anything that I've got to play them on. When that's done, click save. And that will then fill in the path with the file, and the save file will be ticked. Once you've done that, press render. Mine's obviously going to say overwrite because I've already got the file. And then it will start rendering each frame of the animation. You can track the project here. If it is taking a long time to render the animation, like this one is taking quite a while, you can close this preview window and just leave this rendering going. And as you can see already, that has sped the time up quite considerably. Then once the render is finished, it will play just as any other video file would play.